College Algebra, Topic 1.5. We want to factor these polynomials. First, I'm going to take out the GCF or the LCD. I see that this has been divided by 2 because there's one fraction here, and the least common denominator is 2. So I'm going to take out the 2 that has been divided in there, and so I'll multiply everything by 2 to find out what the polynomial used to be. So this multiplied by 2 is 2x to the 6. This multiplied by 2, which will be 7x cubed. And this multiplied by 2 is 6. If I'm not sure that I have the right result, should I say, I can go ahead and multiply everything by 1/2, which means I'm dividing everything by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Well, that'll give us 1x to the 6. 7 divided by 2 is 7 over 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this looks good. Now I'm going to factor this trinomial into two binomials. Okay, I'm going to factor the 2x to the 6th power into 2x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd. The 6, I'm going to factor that into a, let's see, 3 times 2. Now to check that out, I'm going to multiply these two on the inside, which gives me 3x cubed, and these on the outside, which gives me 4x cubed. The signs have to be the same, so I'll choose positive and positive in order to give me a 7x cubed. So this works. So positive here and positive there. Okay, next. There's no greatest common factor in here, but I do notice that there are fractions, so I have to look for least common denominators. The least common denominator for this will be 4. We have a 2 here and a 4 there, so 4 with the LCD. So I know someone must have multiplied this, or should I say divided it all by 4. Now let's see what remains. If I multiply this by 4, I'll get 12 over 4, which reduces down to 3x to the 4th. If I multiply this by 4, I get negative 20 over 2, which reduces down to a negative 10x squared. If I multiply this by 4, I get negative 8. So this must have been the original function before being divided by 1/4, or should I say divided by 4. Okay, now let's factor this trinomial into two binomials. Okay, 3x to the 4th, let's factor it into 3x squared times x squared. And the negative 8, let's factor that into, let's say, 2 times 4. Let's try that, 2 times 4. Okay, so here in the middle we'll get 2x squared and 12x squared, and the signs have to be different, and I need to get a negative 10x squared, so this will be positive negative, and this does give me negative 10x squared, so positive and negative. Now if you notice that this binomial here is a difference of 2 squares, so this can be factored further by taking the square root of all those terms. So this is 1/4 3x squared plus 2. This will be x minus 2, and then the conjugate x plus 2, which creates the factor. Okay, here there are no greatest common factors, but there are LCDs. I say we have a 3, 3, 2, and 2. So the common denominator, least common denominator, will be a 6. So someone must have divided all of this by 6. So to reverse that, we're going to multiply it by 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4x cubed. And the same here, we'll get 4x squared. Now 6 times 3 is 18, or 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. Divided by 2 is negative 9, and then x. And here we'll also get negative 9 divided by 2, which is negative 9 again. Or negative 18 divided by 2, which is negative 9. Now, I'm going to take greatest common factors out in groups. So I'm going to make this 1/6 and turn this parenthesis into a bracket. And I can factor out of these two right here a 4x squared, leaving behind an x plus 1. For these two, this group, I can factor out a negative 1, leaving behind an x plus 1. Now I'm going to put all my GCFs out to the side. The 4 and the 1/6, those will combine. Let's see, and we have our x squared. Then the x plus 1 is the next GCF, greatest common factor, and that leaves behind 4x squared minus 1. Now, the 6 over 4 can reduce to 2/3, and that's x squared, x plus 1. This is a difference of two squares, so when I take the square root of this, this will give me 2x minus 1, and the conjugate will be 2x plus 1. And so this is the final factored form.